Coach Bonsall, can you give us your outlook for the 2013-2014 season?
Yeah, I would say, on our women's side, we're going to be pretty young, particularly in the sprints and jumps, but we're excited about that. We had a really big recruiting class on that side. We think a pretty quality one, too. So for those gals, they're going to have to learn what the MIAA conference is all about, in addition to learning what it's like to be a college student and function on a college campus, and just how it's different from high school, not just from an athletic standpoint, but just a life standpoint. But once they get into that, just learning how good the MIAA conference is and how challenging that is. But we're excited about that. Just a bunch of fresh faces in that area. I think in the throws, and the mid-distance and distance areas will probably be a little bit more of a veteran crew, although there are some freshmen that can contribute there as well. On the men's side, we have a lot of the same people that we had last year, a lot of those same people back. We did lose some national qualifiers, one in the distance, and we lost a couple guys in the throws, lost a jumper as well. So we lost some guys, but as we talk about as a staff, we just always, sometimes you look at the seniors that you're losing, and you forget that juniors become seniors and sophomores become juniors and that sort of thing. So thus far we feel like cross country is going well, so in that event area people are at least making a good attempt to fill in the gaps that we had from graduation, and I think the other event areas will be able to do the same.
So what will your team need to do to be competitive in league play?
I think it's just continuing to acquaint ourselves with the MIAA conference, finding out where we're able to make the best effort at scoring points, while at the same time never just focusing on one. The philosophy of our program is that we want to be a balanced track and field team. We don't want to end up in a position where we're sort of picking and choosing where we're going to be successful. And so just as we come into the MIAA, it's just made that more challenging, because the MIAA is more balanced and has more depth than maybe the RMAC conference did. So it just forces us to be better at that. So what do? Work hard, stay healthy, don't get hurt, don't get sick, and at the end of the day, rise to the level of the competition when we compete at the conference meet. I saw us make a big improvement in that last year between the conference indoor meet and the conference outdoor meet. I thought the conference indoor meet, we had a few people that were a little shell-shocked by just the overall quality of depth. But the conference outdoor meet, I felt like we competed better. And so the more it just becomes normal, the more your new environment just becomes what you know. And your freshman and sophomore class typically is going to be at least 60, if not 70% of your roster. So even another year from now, nobody will even remember what we used to do. We'll just know the MIAA.
Yeah. Well, you touched on this a little bit, but last year was UNK's first season in the MIAA. How do you compare this conference to the RMAC in track and field?
The MIAA is the best track and field conference in Division II. And I would go further than that in just saying that the MIAA conference meet is the best conference meet in Division II track and field. Sometimes how you judge track, is it teams who do well at the national meet, is it the conference meet? Without a doubt, the overall depth of the MIAA is great. The RMAC, basically known as a distance conference, which is pretty accurate, but there are other people that are good too. I always, the analogy I've used with a lot of people that have asked me about it, or the example I use, is our last year in the RMAC, the national champs in the women's long jump, in the women's 100-meter hurdles, and the women's 400 all came from the RMAC. So it's not just a distance conference. But what we can say about those same events is what maybe would have placed 4th or 5th at the conference meet in those same events doesn't place at the MIAA meet. So it's just the quality of the depth that makes this conference so amazing. We saw, at the top end, we saw just as good of people in the old conference as we do in the new one. It's just the overall quality, the overall depth of the MIAA is what makes it such a great conference.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Good luck this season.
Yep, thanks.